episode of Other People's Mic. I gotta say it twice because I edited it now.
Nice.
Yourself.
Hi, my name is Nathan Orton.
Nathan Orton.
Hi, I'm Stephen Campbell.
Somebody told me to stop repeating after I said your name, so I gotta be conscious of that too.
Who's giving you these tips?
People give me tips.
Yeah?
Like, yeah, people, you know, when you realize more people are watching, then you're like, oh, I do this. And
Yeah. I just recorded a thing, and it's like really the first time that I've like recorded something that I cared about, and I now started to have to edit it and go through and put like the subtitles and stuff like that. And as you go, like second by second, you're just like, holy shit!
I'm not looking forward to that at all. I don't want to do that.
You're just like, oh my god, you do this?
I was like, you don't do that yourself. You get somebody else to do it, and
then you gotta pay him, motherfucker.
Yeah, you gotta pay it. I don't want to.
I say really, like I didn't even know it. Like I just say like, not really. I just keep saying it. If they're not really on board yet.
No, that's your thing. You say.
I kept catching myself saying it.
I don't even want to listen to them.
Dude, I record my open mic sets because I'm a fucking massive.
Yeah, that's right.
I told you to.
And no, like you have to do it, but I do a lot of like I say like a valley girl. It's embarrassing.
Yeah. I had a professor in college that he would make you, while you were giving a live presentation, if you said the whole crowd or the whole class had to hiss at you. Yeah, it like sucks, but it really.
I was totally all for it till I heard he hissed.
The whole
isn't like corn jacking off.
Stop it!
I love those two sounds combined.
It was the whole class.
Yeah,
it was a lot. But it shocked it out of you.
He had like a pet snake in the back.
Yeah.
Fucking weirdo.
Little sock puppets. You would just go.
I have 7 iguanas. I've named them all. They have a story background. Yeah, what a weird. No, because when you were, I like the idea of something saying "don't go on" or a buzzer, but everyone going.
But think about how much that fucking makes you. I don't know. It sucks. Like it really just sucks.
Just hearing about it, I can't be aroused for 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, that's how long it takes. It's 24.
to get a boner.
And then if you're having sex and she says then it's an immediate thing. It's like a Pavlov.
Ejaculations.
Somebody said about Pavlov was that it's kind of funny to think that any time that the bell was rang, that he would have to feed the dog.
Yeah.
Right? So Pavlov was also like training himself at the same time.
Huh. He thought he was training the dogs, he was training himself.
Right? Yeah. Right? Some weird shit.
Weird shit. Like when if aliens were watching us walk dogs and pick their shit up, they would think the dogs were in charge.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
For sure.
That's the most emasculating.
I was for the dogs.
Right. I mean, yeah. Do we? Yeah.
Because I'm in charge of Kevin and he picks up my shit. So.
Absolutely.
That's true.
He's good at picking up shit.
Kevin, you're the best at picking up shit, dude.
I have a lot of experience. I have him. He doesn't eat it though.
Yeah. While we're live, we won't talk about him eating the food.
How do you feel about phone sex?
Like audio, FaceTime.
No, fucking
whatever
phone.
Fucking phones.
Well, I know, but like,
what kind of sex?
But phone sex, OG phone sex is just talking.
Yeah. Just talking.
900 number shit.
Sexting is what
that would be sexting, right? So that's not phone sex.
Sexting. No, like
But then FaceTime sex, I don't know what the word is for FaceTime sex. Somebody said "okay, boomer" to me recently, and I fucking.
It's not just phone sex. FaceTime sex.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
What?
It was just some hipster.
Yeah.
He's dead now.
Booming?
No, he said "okay, boomer." So "okay, boomer" is just a thing that young liberal will say to any older person that disagrees with them. They'll just say "okay, boomer," and that's just like it's like saying libtard, like where they'll just or like her emails.
Opposite.
It's kind of this like
That sounds cool. Like,
okay,
boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer.
I see you. In Oklahoma, that's like a thing. Like they boomer. Or what is it? My friend used to call himself Boomer. He's from Oklahoma.
That sounds like a King of the Hill character.
Right? It does.
Boomer.
Boomhauer. Yeah.
Anyways, I like to strap the phone to my penis and call it on vibrate.
You were waiting for that. You were waiting.
I wasn't waiting.
You were sitting back here like George. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put this on. I can't wait till it gets to me."
What I hate is I think of a joke immediately and can't say it for 2 minutes, so I look like I was thinking about it.
Sure.
But you were
by
thinking
definition,
about it.
But I wasn't.
I didn't think about it for that 2 minutes. And then-
I think it's funny again. Once it's been so long, it's pointless. So that's what I go for now.
Yeah.
I don't speak up quickly.
But sometimes it can be funny if you come in and make it very obvious that you were coming in super late. I was gonna say this, right?
We both looked.
And it's like I was just.
You can't do the point.
Kevin comes in again. We're like,
What?
Wow.
There's 2 Kevins. Only one of them eats ass. Oh, whenever I see like that's
the evil one.
That's been your like
Evil Kevin.
yeah, evil. I think the evil one.
He wears a mustache.
I think I blew
Get
it.
shit in.
I think I blew it with a girl last week.
These are all people that said okay because you gotta laugh.
I was on the way to her house, and she's like, "Yo, you should get some condoms." And I was like, "Cool." And so I stopped at this bodega, and there was this homeless dude in there, and he was begging for money for beer. And I had been drinking all night, and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna get you a beer. I'm gonna get me a beer.
Yeah,
Let's go kick it out front of the bodega."
Oh no!
And drink this beer together.
No.
In my mind, I was
What are
like,
you doing?
well, because like, I feel like I try to like humanize homeless people a little bit more.
No, not
And-
when you're on a mission.
You're human.
But they, right? I
You're on a
know,
mission.
right? I know, but the mission's
No.
like the mission's there.
You meant well.
Yeah, and so like in my mind, I'm like, this guy had it's nice to have somebody have a beer.
So what happens at the end?
So I went and I was like kind of like cocky about it. I was like, yeah, I was just
The
like.
homeless guy fucked her.
So he's like, actually, I think I'll buy condoms.
I went to the girl's house and I told her the story in my mind, thinking it's like this philanthropic thing. And she's like,
no,
and she's like,
dude,
you were
that's the
drinking
worst.
outside with homeless people? And I was like, yes, I was.
Oh.
And she-
When you put it like that.
right. As a kid,
If I was a girl, I'd be like, look, I already want to fuck. You don't need to tell me this.
Yeah,
shit. I don't
you
give a
lose-
fuck.
You shut up. You shut.
It's like the guy who tries to be too nice to the girl. He's like, yeah, I don't know why all these
but the
aggressive
thing was,
males
she didn't
always
even
try to
take
have
it as
sex with women.
philanthropic. Like, as she said it in her tone, she was like, you were drinking beer with homeless people outside. Keep in mind, it's like fucking 20 degrees out.
She's taking points off in her head.
Yeah.
That's what she's doing.
So we started hooking up, and like we just kind of stopped. Well, and at that point in time, this chick is eating lentil soup, cold lentil soup, because she's coming home drunk from the bars too. So she smells like garlic. I smell like homeless people, and it was about 5 minutes before we were like, this is not gonna happen, huh? So
I don't understand. But you started hooking up.
we started hooking up,
They
and
tried. They
we were
forced
just both like.
Oh, not about it.
No.
Garlic.
She was garlicky.
Charitable.
To her, I was too Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody wants to fuck Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You toss some
Not
change,
now.
you keep them moving.
Oh,
Hit that. I don't give money.
I got a lot of stories of me kicking with homeless people.
Oh.
earlier I would have said I tell women I'm a feminist while they're having an orgasm, so it's too late.
Their eyes.
I'm not a feminist. What is a feminist? Because if you say you're a feminist, you just come off as a suspicious asshole or one of those. What I don't like is like guys who say I'm a feminist are the type of guys who will drag you on Facebook for an un-PC joke.
That's what it means.
But if you're in public and a woman's getting like harassed, he'll be like,
Yeah.
But like I won't say I'm a
Well,
feminist.
what it is like, because whenever girls are like, feminist just means you think women and men should be equal.
That's
egalitarian. But then you're like, they're like, why aren't you saying males are the devil? I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's weird. Like,
Fight their cause.
if you Google feminist, it says men and women are equal, which anyone would agree with that definition. But then when I see a self-proclaimed feminist, it seems to equal man hate. But I think that's more of the radicalized vocal people. So I just say everyone's equal. Who cares? Don't label yourself.
But who's like a medium? Who's like a regular person who calls themselves a feminist? Nobody.
Yeah.
That's like a regular guy being like, look, I don't hate black
This is
people.
doing it for bragging rights.
Very often,
Right?
anybody that
Signal.
actually gives themselves a label is usually a douchebag.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody that speaks in absolutes is usually absolutely shitty, which is an absolute in itself, so I guess that doesn't work. But anybody that's like, oh yeah, you know what, like, I'm a liberal. Like, you're fucking, like, I consider myself, if I had to fall into a place, liberal, but like, if you say, like, you wear a
You're
shirt.
not allowed to say it. People gotta say it.
Dude,
Right, yeah.
Anytime you see everything on Facebook, then in real life everyone's cool. But like anytime I see self-proclaimed like very liberal or very conservative person, their posts are just obviously brainwashed, regurgitated what they've heard. They don't even have an opinion.
100%.
It's just I'm supposed to say this.
That
It's
is
so
and it's so easy to dismantle it by just saying why.
Yeah.
Just that's it.
Can
Just
I have
why
facts?
they're like Fox didn't give me a follow up on why I think that. There's a Facebook group called Boomer Prison, and
Oh boy.
and
Boomer is gonna.
Why gotta you be in this prison, man? Come on, man.
so somebody told me. It's like, yo, I can only go in there. I can only go in there for like a second, and it's funny, and it immediately becomes depressing. But like, it's only the most left and most right people in a Facebook group that just argue, and that's all they do is post memes and then talk about how like this, that. It's fucking crazy because it's like just this group specifically for that. These people go just to talk to the other side. Not talk. Talk is not.
What type of person drinks with a homeless person? What label is that?
See, I feel like you enjoy telling people that you do that.
But I think right.
It's like
brownie.
something
It's karma.
interesting to
No,
say.
Having a drink with a homeless person and drinking with a homeless person, I feel have very different connotations.
Like colored people and people of color?
Yeah, right.
Like, you know, the distinction.
No, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
It is weird that it's just like a reversal.
Yeah.
Right.
Where it's either both are the same or both are, you know, like it's
Are
a
we talking
weird
the colored
distinction.
person or are we talking the...
Just that it was an example of like the wordplay that people use to say one's different than the other.
Sure.
Where like there's the antiquated, bigoted sounding thing, then the new woke sounding thing. That was why I used the analogy because they're polar opposites.
Sure,
It just made Jimmy mad at me.
Sure.
I'm just mad you cockblocked yourself. I hate.
Yeah. Well, that part, like, it was
She was
as
ready.
she
She was on.
repeated the words back, I was like, that doesn't sound great.
Yeah.
But I do like a lot of, and again, this is I'm not trying to. I will like if somebody's begging, and I'm grabbing a sandwich, I'll be like, yo, I'm just getting a sandwich. Let's get a sandwich, and like I'll do that.
And then you eat it with them.
Yeah. And so that was
Weird.
the same.
There's supposed to be a divide though.
See, but
you're supposed to give it and keep moving.
I don't know. I feel like I've been so close to homeless before.
No, it's fair. I understand.
I see what you
But, but you got to practice.
But
keep it
and
moving.
then also there's a different connotation with alcohol to food, I think too, where if I'm eating a sandwich with somebody as opposed to like potentially enabling somebody with their drug habit.
you are the people you hang around. So
Like,
yeah, right. It has something to do with it, right?
I'm
So
not
if you're just sitting there, but he's slowing you down because he's not progressive.
yeah, but I know, but it's not a way to think of people. Like I feel like
you help him out.
I don't even want to do that with regular people.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
don't hang out. You don't sit in front of a bar. I don't never do that shit.
I have an issue. Like this was like a thing that after the last girlfriend became like a thing, right? I realized that like one of my vices is I try to help people like when my shit's not going well.
Yeah.
Right? And so then it just kind of extrapolates to like all facets of
Yeah.
life.
There's a difference between helping
I hope
somebody
you-
and then.
I hope you don't tell girls that. Do you tell girls that?
I told a girl that one time.
One of my biggest problems is I just can't. I give too much.
You heard him say it.
No,
You know he said it before.
I said
practice speech.
the way I fucked it up was I told her that I was attracted to people that need help.
Yeah.
And then she was like, so what does that make me? And I was like, well, not you, obviously.
Yeah. Because I noticed you said one of my biggest vices, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, heroin.
Yeah,
But he's like,
yeah.
helping.
Well, no,
That's just. I wouldn't say that to people in general. By
well,
the way.
where I'm from is a big heroin area, right? I've lost like 23 friends, right?
23?
Yeah. So it's a lot. And so,
They party.
heroin's not really a party.
Is it a bus?
Kind of boring.
They were all on heroin and they crashed.
They crashed into a giant needle.
They were on their way to rehab and it just went off the hill. No, but so it ended up being like a thing that like
Next
I was going
stop.
home for funerals all the time. It's a joke that I'm working on right now is that like I've done so many eulogies that like I'm really good at them.
Yeah.
Like that, but like that I start to like mix
Your
the
biggest
two,
vice.
the mix the two rules.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to
My
mix the
biggest
two rules
vice
of
is
comedy
really
and
good
eulogies
eulogy.
that like when I see people up on stage blowing, it's like motherfucker, just give the rest of us stage time.
Yeah.
Like you know, they're like.
Yeah.
You should. It's safe, son.
Right, it's
You can rock a funeral.
You can murder at a funeral.
What?
They're waiting to laugh.
They
Like,
makes more funerals.
yeah. Hey,
He's been
I'm
killing
killing.
all his
Sorry.
friends.
You shoot the threes today.
Yeah.
Long.
I have to make up for that one thing.
No,
Eulogies are easy.
yeah.
You tell an anecdote about the person that's funny, and then you say, this is the everybody kind of giggles. This is the lesson that person has taught us with a characteristic of theirs. Since so many heroin deaths, it's usually like, he really lived life to the fullest. Yeah. And then, so that's a pretty template that you can put in.
I learned not to do heroin.
Yeah. If there's one thing Austin loved, it was heroin.
Yeah. I like to keep my drugs oral, not intravenous.
Okay.
That's a good
Cool, you're
start.
a purist.
Oral.
Yeah, I've never done the vein thing. You got some good veins, though. You got some good
Thanks,
veins.
bro.
Yeah.
Good heroin veins.
Nurses, I've had nurses like gonna take blood or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, they're like, good veins." It's like,
Nurses
not
so,
like this.
She's wearing like a naughty nurse.
Nurse.
Like, this isn't a hospital.
Yeah.
She brings in another nurse to check your. It's like, oh, you gotta see these veins. They just
Woo,
so
child.
we're like getting all hot and
Yeah.
bothered.
You got some nice veins. You're like, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
I did have I got what's it called stitches from a new nurse.
Oh, you had to get stitches after you got to the nurse?
She fucked up.
Whoa.
And,
Fucked up.
he was like nervous. His hand was shaking. And I was like, do we need to call somebody else? He was like, no, I got this. And I was
Oh
like,
my God,
man, you got
You're
it.
going to get this done.
At Temple in Philly.
Damn.
He was like, I was like, this is good.
He's like, I'm really bad with blood.
He's like, I'm going to drink
I'm
in 2
scared of
hours.
blood.
This is my first time doing
Yeah.
LASIK.
I was like, whose man is this?
What if like a movie that's like Rudy, except the dude has Parkinson's and wants to be a surgeon?
Yeah.
I can do this.
He's part of their diversity program.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna kill somebody. Somebody died.
Temple's honored to have the first Parkinson's doctor.
You know what I want to do? I want to change lanes. Somebody bring a topic in. I want to do a reaction to
So I don't
What's
want
the topic? Oh, okay.
the Black Widow trailer.
Yeah, Alex.
Hell yeah, buddy.
What the, you slumming?
I'm actually in the city in the afternoon.
Adorable.
If you wanted a new topic, the thing that is I have as of Friday. This is beating a dead horse, but I haven't had meat since Thursday. I'm seeing how I feel,
Okay.
and then I feel good. Yeah.
Not too different though.
I felt really.
Okay.
I got much stronger.
Dude, taking poops.
I just do the plant-based, the poops.
It's like fun. It's like real shit. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, how long is it gonna be?
Yeah.
It's just like,
It's like,
God damn.
crazy.
Are you fucking with cheese or any of that stuff?
Am I fucking with cheese?
Okay.
Like,
I'm sorry to come
dude,
so
you
hard.
come off like you're just everything you say, and I'm not making fun of you. It's like kind of this natural, hip, cool feel to it. I'm like, you're talking about cheese, and I just don't know how to respond. You're in a sweater.
Well, some people think cheese is very cool,
I know. I'm not shitting on you.
and I feel like
I didn't know how to.
no, you're shitting on cheese, okay, and that's the issue.
Well, and let me tell you, it really blocks you up. Ironically,
True, that's true. Hey,
I don't know if cheese is. Yeah, so dairy and meat are what's being avoided. I think dairy, on the most part, is bad unless it's like a probiotic thing, like kefir. I don't know. I get boring. I'm interested in this shit.
I just like the
interested in it
idea
too.
of cutting everything out and then trying to be as
Elimination diet and see what your body reacts to.
I eliminate piece by piece.
oh, do you really?
Yeah,
That's
but,
cool.
But I eat grilled chicken. I eat just on the weekends. Grilled chicken. What is the other fish? I eat salmon. During the week, it's mostly just
But always grilled, never fried or anything like that.
Do you fuck with sardines?
I can fuck with sardines. My
Dude,
mom loves sardines.
One of the
I
like
never.
it's up in the air because of the plant-based whole thing. So like I'm avoiding them now, but I'm gonna do like a once a day eat meat and see how I feel then, and just like experiment with my own body. But sardines are supposedly like the healthiest.
Why?
Because omega-3s.
Right, sure.
There's a certain makeup of there's vitamins in there that are like essential.
Do you pickle them? Like
They're
when they're in a
salted.
can?
They don't taste
They're
bad.
salted.
They
They're
smell gross.
They're in olive oil, right?
Yes.
It's in olive oil.
Okay.
And who knows if it's real olive oil?
Yeah.
So it's always like, who knows? You try to be healthy and then you just poison yourself accidentally.
I met a dude that his job was to make sure olive oil consistency was what people advertise it as. Like he was the dude that like would be at the trap house and like testing the coke. Like he would do it with olive oil.
That's crazy.
That was yeah. Right.
Those aren't real olives.
Yeah, just putting it all in his
We're
mouth.
gonna do a reaction. Let's do a
Okay.
reaction video.
I don't
See
know.
if this comes up.
I So what are we watching?
This is, I'm gonna reset.
I just have nothing. I just have nothing. And then I got this job. This family. But nothing lasts forever.
I heard you had to leave in a hurry.
It's never easy these days.
So what are you going to do?
I've lived a lot of lives, but I'm done running from my past.
I know you're up there.
I ain't going on here. So we're gonna talk like grown-ups?
Is that what we are?
It's good to see you too, sis.
What brings you home?
We have unfinished business. We have to go back to where it all started.
Lucky us.
One thing's for sure. It's gonna be a hell of a reunion.
Still fits. Family. Back together again.
You could fit.
I was not expecting that surround
Can I-
sound.
That
Can I-
is
That was intense.
Can I
You guys
guess?
couldn't even see
Can
that.
I guess?
It was really funny.
Can I guess?
We're just watching it.
Can
I'm
I-
not gonna do that too much. Good.
What?
But
What are you gonna say?
can I guess what happens just not having seen it?
Good.
Yeah.
And I don't even know the original.
Yeah.
So Black
The
Widow.
original, it's just a Black
Black
Widow.
Widow.
It's a
Black
first
Widow, because you said that before, so I know
Yes.
it's about Black Widow.
Uh-huh.
She goes to Russia,
Yeah.
and she has like a missing sibling or something that's evil,
Yeah.
and she has to fight her or something like that.
No, the sister wasn't evil. She's just reuniting with
But,
her
they,
family.
but that's how they fight.
Yeah.
But that's how they
Yeah,
reunite.
it's always those scenes where you go to meet somebody and then they fight off the
Oh,
bat, and it's like,
and
"Oh, I missed
they
you."
hug at the
yeah,
end.
I was like, "What the?"
But I love how
the
they
introduction
say
fight.
like what that it's the sequel in the thing. She's like, looks like I'm gonna have to go back to Russia. Like she's saying it. It's like nobody says that. Like,
I would think that like a trailer's the
looks like
easiest-
this is gonna be the sequel.
Right.
Like,
I think they're like the easiest things to direct. It's always like, who's there? And then like you only have to do like 5.
yeah. The music, I fucking love that. I don't know what that
That
sound
was
is.
intense.
Jimmy, I'm talking to you. I don't know what that sound is that they do in trailers, but it sounds like Godzilla, where it's like, and it's,
That
I
new
love
intense
that
sound.
shit, dude.
Yeah, I was- anytime
that
you saw
plays in
that-
the trailer, I'm seeing.
Anytime you saw that, it was a clip of Godzilla, and then it would go back to the movie it was.
I mean, I have one thing to say, more like White Widow.
That's true. Hey.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. This is Russia,
It's
everything's
so white.
snowy.
It's so white.
So
that's
do
like
you
the
know what's
anti
No, I don't know
Harriet
what's
Tubman
about.
movie. I don't like it.
Do you know what the plot is?
There was fat shaming in it.
Yeah, that's true. There was
This is
that.
my
It's her
satirical
dad.
book
Her fat,
review.
But they're in Russia.
her fat dad, who used to be a superhero, I guess.
She says hello cis, more like hello cisgendered.
Oh.
Can we get some diversity in this movie? I'm not gonna see it.
They actually showed
It's
one
all
clip of
black
Samuel L.
Russians.
Jackson just to be like,
Yeah.
there is a black.
There's a black guy.
Have you ever seen or heard a Black Russian in a movie?
Yes.
I
Really?
hope.
Yeah.
No.
Those have to be like the coolest people in the
No,
world.
I used to try to learn Russian. When I first heard a black Russian, I was like, "That's fucking sexy."
Yeah?
Yeah, he was like,
So,
but it's like it's not the European
Hey,
Russian.
do you want
it's,
to
it's
play
still
some
cool.
basketball?
What's his
Yeah.
name? Love Lad.
No,
Vlad.
Tonight I have a
breakdance on Subway.
I can't even do it. It was so cool. I was like, hey,
I have to go to T-Mobile.
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
hey,
You're getting my
Flag.
cackles today. I apologize for my.
Anytime the movie, like it's a fighting movie where they make jokes during the fights, I'm just lost immediately. Like you just have lost my attention. I just, cause like Nobody does that.
I don't.
No matter how good of a fighter you become, you don't like Brandon Fraser in The Mummy is the worst at it. When he wasn't even like fighting, but anytime he's running from mummies, he's like, "Whoa, looks like somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed," and then he like, you know what I mean? It's just like shut up.
If you fight a dragon and it breathes fire, it's like things are heating up.
Yeah, right.
It's like don't
right.
die.
Yeah,
Try not to die from the dragon.
How stupid would you feel
No
if
one
you died
in
after
medieval times is being witty.
Yeah,
sword fight.
The only reason they're able to do it is because there's a close up on the face, so you only see the face. You don't think about anything else that's going on. I'd love if they did it.
He's dying.
Oh.
It's gonna go viral if he dies, so let it go.
I'd love it if they did it at the zoom out. Like, it's a guy blocking the fire, and you just see that from a dragon, and he's just still making the jokes, you know?
Yeah, see, rarely do you see that.
You never see that.
Although, like, James Bond, that was, like, his big thing. Like,
I want the dragon to make a joke.
yeah, but he doesn't
But
talk
in
at all.
dragon language.
Yeah. So,
And then,
Everyone's like, gravity.
yeah.
It's all facial expression.
Gravity.
It's like,
that's a good song.
Thanks.
is it? Sounds like some white shit.
It is some white shit.
It is some white shit.
Yeah.
It's
Is there
gravity,
something
but I
wrong?
said brevity.
Sounds like some white shit.
It is some white shit.
So-
heavily influenced by
That was good. I like some of that.
So are you a Marvel person? Do you do most of the
I like all
superhero
the
stuff?
shit. I like everything. I like
All the
What's
superhero
the
stuff?
word we made up yesterday?
Hero-pomorphizing.
Anthropomorphized.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's remember were you here for 8-Ball Jacket Guy?
Yes.
Yes, 8-Ball Jacket Guy. So it's like
8-Ball
we
Jacket?
8-Ball Jacket.
Okay.
It's a guy who slapped a lady on the train, and then they only knew him from his jacket, and they started calling him 8-Ball Jacket Guy. And it was like we have this way of wanting superheroes so badly that we'll just name
interesting.
somebody
Okay.
off of the thing they do. Off
Huh.
of the minor, like he's a minor superhero.
Jimmy, if you watch like a superhero movie or something like this, if the person's white, do you feel like you can't connect?
No.
He just said he likes
Unless
superhero
they're
movies.
No, I like all superheroes. I don't like it when it's too many white guys. Hi,
I
Maddie.
agree.
When it's like Midway bothered the fuck out of me. Man.
Which one's
Midway was the sequel to Pearl Harbor. That's what it's supposed to be.
That's a superhero movie?
Yeah, no, it's not a superhero.
Oh.
But it's just too many white guys. That was the last movie I saw with too many white guys.
Wait, the sequel to Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
Like,
Wasn't that
that's
World
World War One.
No.
You mean Pearl Harbor is a
the movie?
Pearl Harbor the movie.
like
And,
with Cuba Gooding?
it's not a real sequel, but it's what
Oh.
happened after Pearl Harbor. But they didn't want to say, hey, it's the sequel to Pearl Harbor, but it's what happened the next fight. After they went to Pearl Harbor, they went to Midway.
Midway, the spot.
Yeah.
Okay, got it,
So,
got it.
And Midway was way
Next
more
fight.
because there was no black people, there were no Islanders, there's nobody.
You know what's wild about that was like they dropped a bunch of Japanese off like throughout the Philippines, throughout like all the places that they had occupied, and they told them just fight till you die. So they were like still finding Japanese like in the 50s and 60s.
In the hills.
and shit. Yeah,
Jimmy,
right.
I
it's
like
still up-
imagining you thinking of history as like superhero movies. You're like, World War II was a crazy fight. Who's the superhero in that one?
Yeah, right. How did we win that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some guy in Vietnam. He was up there for like years.
Mhm.
They didn't find him until the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
And he was killing people off.
Yeah.
He told him that the
So
war
they had
was
to bring
over.
the Japanese government in to talk him down because I think he was in the Philippines. He was killing villagers.
He's killing
Just going in and just picking them off and then going
He's
back
like,
and
we're still in war.
I feel like the nuclear
He's like, I got an iPhone, man.
yeah, right.
kind of like the spirit bomb.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that?
What do you think would win in a fight? The spirit bomb, Goku, or a nuclear warhead, war criminal?
Well, I don't want to say this, but I'll say it anyway. Dragon Ball Z is Japanese.
True, and they weren't able to do
So,
anything about it.
If that doesn't
Wow.
answer your question.
I think it did.
Pretty much does, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's them winning. Well, we'll just create this animated
Yeah,
series
we'll pretend.
with our own nuke,
Yeah.
and then
That's
they'll love the show.
And then who really wins? I think they still
I
do,
think
actually.
everyone wins. I think we all win now.
I feel like a winner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jimmy got lost
I
in
know,
that.
yeah. You start talking kid shit. Like,
Yeah, why aren't you up here?
You watch
Why aren't you-
anime more than anyone in this room.
Well, I dabble in it, but
What is the
It's just
attraction? Like, what is the attraction?
No one
like, I
dabbles.
just never really got it.
so what?
No hate at all. I just never really got
I
it.
think like
I
the
just
age
saw it.
range that you like I was junior high-ish, and I got into Dragon Ball Z. I think
Yeah.
you want to be big and strong.
I watched Dragon Ball Z.
I feel like if I lift weights, I'll be able to shoot lasers.
You like
Yeah.
martial arts, you like fighting, you like, you know.
Yeah, it's just.
Is it always
every boy
like- is
should
it always
be
fighting?
badass.
Nah, I mean the ones I like the fighting.
Aren't
Everyone
some of them
likes the
comedy?
hero.
The hero.
The guy who's invincible.
Sure.
And he has a monkey tail.
I like the coming of age. Like he's just a fucking janitor, and then something happens, and then now he's the mob boss.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. It sounds like half baked.
The
Yeah.
fucking what was the one I just saw? The Outsider. You see The Outsider on Netflix?
No.
With fuck is this kid's name? God damn it. 30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh, he's so gorgeous. The
Jared
Joker
Leto.
guy.
Yeah,
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto was in the mob. He was like just a prisoner in Japan, I guess. And then he saved one of the mobsters' lives. He was like, "You're my brother now." And then the guy dies, and then he becomes second in charge of the Yakuza, and he's the only white guy.
It's like Last Samurai.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm pretty sure they just did this.
Modern Last Samurai.
Yeah, so he's like beating the shit out of people. I was like, you're like 5'2", right?
Yeah, I always love those white savior movies. They're just like,
And
Japan's broken. Tom Cruise will take care of it.
Yeah,
it's
he
weird.
becomes the leader of the Yakuza, and I was like, "Where's this?"
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Because they killed all the bosses off, and he was like, "We're still gonna keep it alive."
That
It's
sounds
like-
fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that's the shit.
Jimmy, did you see Parasite?
I did see Parasite. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
You like
You
it?
should
It's
go.
good.
You should go.
He's
Nah,
on time.
alright.
He'll be up soon.
It was a
Yeah.
good movie.
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Do we? I don't know if you talked about it already.
What is the
No, I
concept?
didn't talk about
What's the
it.
concept of Parasite? Because
Oh.
It's a poor family who they infiltrate a rich family and.
It's like a scam artist.
Yeah, scam artist.
Yeah,
Very
It's a thriller.
smart.
It wasn't a horror
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, it's not like a-
But it never gets as scary as I wanted it to.
No, it's. I said it has a mix of everything. That's the best way to
So
describe
it's
I was
it.
waiting for gore. Like somebody's gonna get their
Yeah.
head. It was.
I amped it up in my head too much. I was like,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a dragon. He's gonna be
Yeah.
cracking jokes.
You just want to see dragons.
Yeah.
yeah.
You amp it up so much, it was like, I don't think I want to see this.
Yo,
But
do
I
you
was like,
think-
it was alright.
Do you think
Yeah.
dragons were real?
Well done.
I hope.
I think dragons were real. There's too many ancient civilizations that have dragons in their lore.
Do you think like
I think they were aliens.
Perhaps the
Pterodactyls?
Japanese, maybe.
pterodactyls like
That maybe stayed
started
with-
like breathing fire to cook their food?
I don't know the fire part. The fire part I'd be very.
Well, that's what makes
It's
them
gas,
dragons.
right? It's not impossible, right?
But they could be big ass
There's Komodo
flying.
dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could
They
be
were
big ass flying. Like they could be pterodactyls. They could be leftover pterodactyl.
Leftover.
You know what's cool is
I didn't finish that pterodactyl.
yeah.
Dragon. Not
Yeah, now you should drag.
Fuck
You know what's wild is like how I used to learn dinosaurs growing up. Like I'll be teaching my kids about like koala bears because they'll be just as extinct.
But your parents never experienced dinosaurs.
That's true. That's true.
Do you get upset when you
We don't know
when
that.
you read
dragons.
about read about the dinosaurs that they have now, that they remix? It's like, oh, the T-Rex wasn't really like that, and they try to give you like the real history.
Oh,
and
like-
then in your head,
You're like, I don't
you
give
have
a
what
fuck.
you were taught as a kid.
Yeah, you're just like.
He was like, yeah, really, the T-Rex was only the size of a chicken. And I was like,
Yeah.
what?
See, I'm the same way with racism.
So,
Have you heard?
Don't touch me.
Has anyone heard the theory that
Some chick just said that to me the other day. Good.
some
What'd
people?
she say?
Oh, go ahead.
No.
No, I
Give
cut
me your
off.
theory.
The middle of this sentence got right in the way in the front
Maybe
of
they'll
yours.
meet in the middle.
Alright.
So people are saying that I've heard that like God put fossils in the ground to trick us and test our faith.
Oh my
Has
God.
anyone heard that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably true.
Can we hear the racist thing the lady said to Jimmy? I feel like that was.
No, I'm gonna fuck it up. She was just like, black people always think they had it the worst. And anytime a girl starts with that sentence,
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, fuck.
But she had no.
But she stuck the landing though.
Yeah,
She stuck the landing.
She was right.
He's like, yeah, he's complaining.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh
You
man.
really say that.
Oh
I
man.
feel like
what?
Wait, Jimmy. Can I
This
tell you
is
something?
recorded.
Can I ask you
Okay,
something?
it's recorded.
Yeah, Jimmy.
remember my theory
Yeah,
of why you
I'll
said.
get to you, hold
So
on.
you say Africans.
Yes.
Apparently, this is all apparent and not my opinion, but Africans apparently hate Black Americans.
Yes.
So do you think that?
Some-
do you think
some
there's
are. I'm
something
trying to generalize.
into that where they think that
Why? And is there
It's interesting. It's not my fucking opinion.
There's a disconnect.
Yeah.
You know?
The fact that nobody knows what you're implying and you're defending it makes it seem way worse.
No,
Everyone knows what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
we had this conversation.
Oh, what?
But,
I understand you're saying African hate, but what is that? What is that supposed to signify?
Exactly. I'm asking.
Oh, you don't actually
I don't have a theory.
I've got a couple Nigerian buddies that
Don't have a theory. I'm going to say.
I've got a couple Nigerian buddies that say that African Americans are the ones that are least understanding of their culture. This is a very small sample size. I'm talking just from small anecdotes. I'm not saying that this is a thing.
I'm glad you took
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah, let me boom.
Jimmy.
Just gonna take
It's
the
like
whole.
contagious.
You better get that whole clip though.
You saw all my disclaimers. He's like, I have unequivocal evidence. The Nigerian's opinion.
what are you gonna say?
I am
He
Nigerian.
started an experiment. He's talking about sample sizes, all this.
Yeah.
Do you, even though the girl said that shit, does a little bit of you like the fact that she's being dead real with you?
No, I like real, but I don't want to have to teach again.
Transparent versus ignorant.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and so at some point, I don't. You always got to be a teacher, and you got to ask yourself if you have the energy for it.
Sure.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Is
And
it
then
worth
sometimes you're like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. And then you take around your friends, and then she says something crazy, and then it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I gotta fucking step in with this shit.
Is she younger?
Huh? We're not doing that. We gotta wrap this up. Let's do that. Tell them where they can find you.
Well, this is a good podcast, so go to NathanOrton.com. No, NathanOrtonComedy.com. I think my friend finished it. I don't know.
Good.
I put on events around the city. So U Street, USTREAT. Do a lot of fundraising events, private events and shit like that. And we have a free mic, a free show, whatever the fuck.
Fundraising for beer for homeless people.
Yeah, I drink with homeless people. But yeah, so this Saturday at the Buren in Bushwick. 8 o'clock? Sure.
Give it up for them real quick. That was well Friday. It's another episode of People's Mic. You can find on iHeartRadio, Spotify, JimPeoples.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, J Peoples TV. We're every day at Auto Strung Ahead at 2:15 for the podcast, 3 o'clock for the open mic, and then we're back on Saturday at Niagara Bar at 4:30 for the podcast, 5:30 for the open mic, and we'll be back tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.